definitely had a kind of, it was, every parent, like parental dynamic is a little different, but I think for me, it was kind of classic. Dad works, provides mostly
Yeah.
financially, and then my mom was mostly raising us. She stayed at home for a little bit. She
Okay.
ended up getting a job as well,
Yeah.
but and they still work really hard. But my mom mostly was the one disciplining and things like that. So I think I felt that that was a little weird. So I have
Yeah.
so there's some of the issues that stem from that are not only authority that I think there's, and she had 4 kids, so I can't blame her. She like that's a hard job, but at the same time, it I think a mother's more supposed to be not only disciplinarian but like more of a nurturer, and the father kind of more of the authority. Like, hey,
Yeah.
kind of because a man can be more threatening than a
Yeah.
woman in that way.
Okay.
So I think you want to more submit to that. But I think with my mom, I kind of like pushed back. She was very emotional. We're very much the same. So me and my mom are like have a crazy relationship where we would be arguing 1 minute, laughing the next minute, like very like volatile.
The next minute.
Yeah. Because we're very similar, so we'd like set each other off, but then also like get each other cracking up. But yeah, I think that led me to that coupled with that teacher who happened to be a woman as well. Like, I think I kind of just was like, I don't want authority. Like, this isn't fair. This is like unjust treatment. I'm gonna do my thing.
Yeah.
And my parents kind of compared me to my older siblings.
Okay.
A lot's like, why can't you be like more like your brother? Why can't you be more like your sister?
I hate that, man.
And I was just like, forget that. Like, I remember saying in 4th grade, that's performance-based love. That's what I remember saying. So I said,
When did you learn that, Tim, bro?
I don't know. But I remember saying,
because people have to get to therapy to understand and learn that.
I didn't go to therapy until like later on in my life, like until I was like 20 something. But yeah, so I think that was kind of part of my authority issues where they stem from. And I think I've just had to deal with like, okay, no, I can trust people. It's actually more wise to listen to someone. Like, I don't have to make the same mistakes. 'Cause I think I was one of those people that had to learn the hard way, fall on my face, to learn the lesson. Didn't want to listen to people. And so didn't really have, people I looked up to, like, I want to be like this person. Like, kind of my brother, but then I hated my brother after, a while. I was just like, I don't want to be anything like him. So there was more rebellion than there was like following.
But where do you think that rebellion was coming from?
Yeah, I mean, I think like the lack of feeling loved, feeling accepted. Like I wanted to feel, I think everyone wants to feel understood, accepted, loved.
Yeah.
And I felt like I wasn't getting that. So I felt like you gotta love me for me not being like everyone else. Like I'm an individual.
Yeah.
Like I think I've always had this kind of individualistic, it's in my personality. Like I'm not like you, I'm different. I'm, a little snowflake over here, a little unique, being. And I didn't want to be lumped into any category. I didn't want to have to do homework to get a reward. I was like, no, you should just love me for who I am. I felt like this, like that was like right or something. When really, like now I see it to an extent that's true, but like there's also like, I didn't value discipline and things like that where it's like, no, you need to work for something. You need to also like earn respect. There is things that isn't just inherently like given to you. Like you can just like,
you have to get that.
There's something to discipline. There's something to listening to authority. There's something to submitting and conforming to a degree. It's good,
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, but I think for a while I rebelled. I dropped out of high school. There's a lot of ways I rebelled. Didn't want to fit into the mold, so to speak.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how is that like a rebellion, like showing up later on in your life, and how does that look like?
Like to the present day?
Yeah.
Ooh, I think present day it shows up where I have a hard time hearing, like if I don't agree with someone, like a boss, like my boss, right? Or someone who's above me.
Well, your boss is your pastor, man.
Right. You're not supposed to tell them that. But yeah, like if it's like my boss or anyone that's like kind of above me, I can traditionally I don't just listen first right away. But so I've had to work on that and had to kind of go, okay, there's actually scriptures about it that help me. But it's something I can't remember exactly where it is, but there's something along the lines of like I could find it later. Maybe we could put it in there. But it said basically make the people who are above you like their work a joy, not a burden. Like basically submit to them.
Yeah.
It said because if you don't, like that would be of no advantage to you. And I realized that I was hurting myself a lot more by not listening to people that were above me for whatever reason, whether I thought they were right, whether I thought they were wrong, whether I thought, because the fact of the matter is it was being unspiritual and it was hurting me because then they're not going to want to fool with me. People aren't going to want to, I was building the wrong reputation of like, oh, Cameron's a guy who's not easy to work with. He doesn't want to listen to anybody. He thinks he knows it all. Like you start, people start pigeonholing you and putting you in a box that you fashioned for yourself is what I learned. Like, I'm like, oh, all the things I'm mad about right now and why I'm not respected, why I'm not maybe further along career or in people, like, just in the way people view me. A lot of that is because of my own, issues. And so I kind of had to deep dive.
How was that process coming to that realization for you?
Dude, that was a hard one. Well, I think it was a lot of honest conversations. Luckily, I have good friends, and you were mentioning the pastor. Like luckily, my boss, like the people around me are really spiritual, and they, I think, had a lot of patience, a lot of love with me over the years. You know what I mean? Like, because I've worked, I do work for my church, but I've worked for them in and out for the last 10 years. Like I worked 3 different times for them, for like usually like a year and a half. And this is my longest stint. Like it's been like 2.5 years.
Okay.
And but those people, there's great people around me who tell me the truth. They go, bro, you don't listen, man. Like people will tell me like straight up, and then I had to. And I'm one of those guys where someone tells me straight up, sometimes I won't listen. But if 3 people tell me the same thing, and my close friends are telling me, then I really go,
I need to do something.
I'm like, because I trust, there's different degrees of trust. I have a hard time with authority, but I tend to trust my friends a little bit more and or girlfriend or whoever.
Yeah. And
everybody was, like, it was like the resounding, like, yes, like, dude, like, you have these issues. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe I should look into that. so then I started kind of down that process, studying it out more. I actually went to therapy because I figured, okay, maybe there's more there. So I did that for, a few months, found a guy that I was like, oh, maybe we'll dig up more.
More,
to see.
What did you find out?